They call him Tampon Tim. I don't call him Tampon Tim. Y'all call him Tampon Tim. But I'm about to make this the new Jordan meme. Tampon Tim is about to take over myself when I be having myself at the bottom of the screen. Anyways, let's continue on. We got to go into Tim's Democratic National Convention address.
Not for high school football, but for 7th grade basketball and track. So what was a high school football coach doing, coaching 7th grade basketball and track? He ran up and he helped us believe.
There on the line, and it's taken.
I represented my neighbors in Congress.
Oh, hold on, wait. Do I got the wrong video?
Years, and I learned your freedom to live the life that you want to lead.
And also to hear. And that's the.
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
They literally are branding this guy. They branding him as Coach Walz. He's a coach of America. Putting tampons in the bathroom.
Thank you.
Is his son crying? All right, I can see the daughter crying. The mama is holding on. The wife is holding on. But they saying that the son is crying. Hold on.
Thank you.
Oh. Oh.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Dog, if I ever had did that in my life, my mama would pinch me. Like, straighten up. Toughen up.
Thank you, first of all, to Vice President Harris. Thanks for putting your trust in me and for inviting me to be part of this incredible campaign. And a thank you to President Joe Biden for 4 years of strong, historic. It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for full reason. We love this country. So thank you to all of you here in Chicago and all of you watching at home tonight. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your determination.
Is his son special needs? If somebody said his son is... I hate this chat. This chat is so wild. This chat is the wildest chat. It got to be one of the wildest chats on the internet. Why you say his son is special needs? Can somebody confirm that? Because some people are saying that he's special needs and some people are saying that he's not. And I want to make sure, because I want to make sure that Pink Lady says he is not special needs. Y'all gotta stop. Stop. He not, Mr. Brooks, why you keep saying he's special needs? He not special needs. Is he special needs? Seriously? Why y'all saying room 9? I gotta get off camera. Come on, y'all. Y'all tell me. He is special needs for real? Which one is it? Is he special needs or not? He is? I'm trying to understand before I start cracking jokes. Pink Lady. I gotta look it up. Stop saying room 9, y'all. I gotta look it up. Let me look it up myself. Because y'all don't know. Y'all just gonna keep trying to be divisive. I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm trying to understand. Give me a second. I'm gonna look it up for myself. I don't trust y'all no more. I'm gonna trust y'all. He is special needs. Okay, all right. So that's why. So if he doing all of that crying and stuff, man, that's cool. He has a learning disorder. Hold on, let me read it. He has a learning disorder. So you was wrong, Pink Lady. Tim Walz spoke openly about loving his 17-year-old son, Gus, which I don't talk about kids, so I'm trying to understand who he is. He has ADHD along with a nonverbal learning disorder and anxiety disorder. What the fuck is that? What is a nonverbal learning disorder? I don't know what that is. Remember, Teresa said in statement, people never consider Gus's condition an obstacle. Took time for us to figure out how to make sure we did everything to make sure Gus we set up for success when we was growing up. Took time so we could. Gus is not a setback. It's his secret power. Oh, so you got secret powers. But is that really a disability? I'm just trying to understand before we deep dive into it. Hold on, let me see. Because, all right, so this is my opinion, and I'm not going to speak on his child in particular because, again, I don't get into children, and so I'm just learning or whatever. He can't talk. How can he talk if he said, that's my dad? Why are y'all saying that he don't talk? It said, hold on. He exclaimed, that's my dad. How can he talk if he said, that's my dad? And he said, I love you, Dad. Can he talk or can he talk? I'm trying to understand this. He probably didn't talk for a long time. Could be speaking at the level of a toddler. He can, but is limited. Has anybody ever interviewed him or something like that? Let me see. All right, I'll get into it in a minute. I'll do some research and see if he can talk or not. But we got to get back to Tim Walz's speech.
Most of all, thank you for bringing the joy to this fight. Now, I grew up in Butte, Nebraska, a town.
I'll reserve adding context to that until I do some research to learn for myself. So, but he is. Why you keep saying that he's not special nine? I mean, he's not special needs though. It's not special needs. Well, I don't know. We'll get into it later.
Of 400 people, I had 24 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale. But I'll tell you what, growing up in a small town like that, you learn how to take care of each other. That family down the road, they may not think like you do. They may not pray like you do. They may not love like you do, but they're your neighbors. And you
Is this
look
fair,
out
though?
for them, and they
That's
look
fair,
out
though.
for you. Everybody belongs, and everybody has a responsibility to contribute. For me, it was serving in the Army National Guard. I joined up 2 days after my 17th birthday, and I proudly wore our nation's uniform for 24 years. My dad, a Korean War-era Army veteran, died of lung cancer a couple years later. He left behind a mountain of medical debt. Thank God for Social Security survivor benefits. And thank God for the GI Bill that allowed my dad and me to go to college, and millions of other Americans. Eventually, like the rest of my family, I fell in love with teaching.
Yes, he did say this speech before, so I'm used to all of this, all these talking points, but I don't know when he's going to divert into a regular speech after this one, so we just going to, he's giving his life story right now.
Three out of 4 of us married teachers.
Oh, he say that every single time. He say that same joke every single time in order to engage the teacher. Because 3 out of 4 of us married teachers. Hey, guys, it's the same. I've heard this at countless rallies, but let's continue.
Wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School. Go Scarlets.
Scarlets.
We ran a 44 defense. We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship. Never closed the yearbook, people. But it was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together, and the belief that a single person can make a real difference for their neighbors. So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with
Looked like
little
he's able to talk normal to me.
kids, 0 political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher. Never. I represented my neighbors in Congress for 12 years, and I learned an awful lot. I learned how to work across the aisle on issues like growing the rural economies and taking care of veterans. And I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor, and we got right to work, making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing.
Is that why they let Minnesota burn? Is that why they let Minneapolis burn? Is that what happened? Is that because they invested in crime? Because what I seen was that was where they really started catching the movement of defund the police. But neither here nor there. It's so many lies that was told during this Democratic night. On this day in particular, and I was researching it, because I've been paying attention to every single day, and we've been breaking down the Democratic National Convention the entire time. On this day in particular, they told more lies than any other day during the Democratic National Convention. Real talk. They've told more lies on this day than any other day, and it's like a white lie. And so it's some truth to it, so it almost seems like it's true, but it don't be fully true.
We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family. And we made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. We also protected reproductive freedom, because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make.
Reproductive freedom, aka the ability to be able to get rid of your kid that's inside of your stomach. That's what it means, okay? They're making sure that they're using certain words to not trigger you, but the reality is that it's the ability to be able to remove the kid out of your body and not take responsibility for getting the person pregnant in the first place.
And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Same speech, same talking points. Heard this at every other rally. You got the Democratic National Convention, man, hit on some new points. Say a different portion of the speech. We heard this at every rally that he's been to. We heard it in Atlanta. We heard it in Michigan. We heard it in Pennsylvania. We heard it in Chicago. We hear it every single place. It's the same speech. And we got a saying in Minnesota, mind your own business.
And that includes IVF and fertility treatments. And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has.
I heard this
speech
speech
remember
before.
Praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone would ring, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years.
Same speech.
But we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope. Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you. I'm letting you in on how we started a family because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom. When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations, free to pollute your air and water.
I want to show y'all
And
something real
banks,
quick.
free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. Some of us in here are old enough to remember. I see you down there. I see those old white guys. Some of us are old enough to remember when it was Republicans who were free to invade your doctor's office. Their personal choices that they make. Their personal choices that they make. In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make. Even if we wouldn't make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. Historic. I had 24 kids in my high school class. 4 years. Like the rest of my family, we ran a commitment to the common. So there I was, 0 police in Congress for 12 years. Then I came back to serve as governor. We cut taxes, passed paid family housing, and lunch every day. From their schools, productive freedom. Because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
You look, you know me. I got the memory of an elephant. I have no problem with going over there and just pulling it right up and going to find that junk and saying, wait a minute, I think I heard this before. Let me get the same speech that he did 7 different times. Let me see something.
These guys are after my heart, chanting, and this gets personal for me and my family. When my wife and I decided to have children, we spent years going through infertility treatments. And I remember praying every night for a call for good news. The pit in my stomach when the phone rang, and the agony when we heard that the treatments hadn't worked. So it wasn't by chance that when we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope. So it wasn't by chance that when we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope. We cut taxes for the middle class. We at every kid, even if we wouldn't make it. And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone would ring, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope.
I watch so much Democratic content. I watch so much Republican content. I've seen so many rallies. I've seen so many different playbacks and stuff like that. That this is, look, man, this is not even a speech, bro. This is a recite. Like, I don't even feel compelled. Because I didn't watch his speech during the Democratic National Convention yesterday. I wound up going to sleep because I knew I had to get up early and take care of business. So my thing about it was that, yes, it is life. Yes, Iceberg Slim, this is life. So I'm doing the research for y'all. I'm doing the hard leg work, and I didn't watch his speech last night because I said, well, I want to review it today and be able to get to, and you know what I'm saying, break it down for you guys. How can y'all honestly, he's reading from a script, and then they pan over to the daughter, and you don't think that they said to tell the daughter, I love you? Are y'all genuine? Are y'all seriously? Are y'all not paying attention to how they programming y'all and how they really finessing y'all? Honest to God. Honest to God, man. Look, man, it's the same speech, word for word, at the Democratic National Convention. They practiced it. They mastered it at all the rallies. He knows it. He can memorize it. He said it so many times. That's why he's not fumbling his words like Bill Clinton, because Bill Clinton had to read from the paper and they had the podium things. And they have the speech already prepared for you. It's the same speech. It's Jesus Christ. Y'all want to see this? Y'all, we seen this. We seen it word for word. We seen every single thing that he's already saying. I almost know the speech. I almost know the speech. I know when he's going to say, if you've never been through IVF treatments and you don't know the agony of them making a phone call to you and realizing that and getting disappointing news. And that's why when we first got our daughter, I named her Hope. Come on, man. I'm not doing it, bro. We wasting our time. I think that our time could be better spent actually going into something that is meaningful. So I'm